Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're getting kind of personal. We're going to be exploring how to boost your sexual performance naturally.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, we're working with a transcript all about it, all about simple and practical steps you can take to kind of amp up your pleasure and satisfaction. It's almost like a user's manual for your body, but a lot more fun to read, if you ask me.
I agree, and you might be surprised to learn that improving your performance, it actually starts way before you even think about the bedroom.
Okay, you've got me intrigued. Where do we begin?
With movement, the transcript really highlights the importance of physical exercise.
Okay.
And not just for stamina, although I mean that's definitely a bonus.
Right.
Certain exercises, they can actually help you have more control and stability during those intimate moments,
Oh.
which makes everything more enjoyable.
Got it. So we're not just talking about, hitting the treadmill here.
No, not exactly. The transcript specifically mentions exercises that strengthen your hip flexors, your abs, and your spinal muscles. So think squats, hip raises, planks.
Okay.
These exercises, they build a strong core and improve balance,
Yeah.
which you can probably imagine comes in handy.
I'm starting to see the connection.
Yeah.
So it's all about having a strong foundation, literally.
Exactly. The stronger and the more stable you are, the more you can focus on the pleasure rather than worrying about anything else.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, speaking of muscles, the transcript mentions something called Kegel exercises.
Yes.
I've heard whispers about these, but I never really understood what they were all about. Can you break it down for us?
Of course, Kegels are exercises that target your pelvic floor muscles, the ones you use to, let's just say, pause your bathroom break.
Okay.
And the transcript emphasizes that these exercises aren't just for women.
Oh. I always thought that they were mainly for women's health.
That's a common misconception. While Kegels are known to help women with stronger orgasms and better control, there's a modified technique for men that can strengthen erections.
Okay, now I'm really curious. How does that work?
It involves using a damp towel placed on the erection and practicing lifting it using those pelvic floor muscles. The transcript suggests this can be a great way for men to improve their overall, experience.
Well, this deep dive is turning into a mini workout session, but hey, I'm all for it if it leads to a more fulfilling, intimate life.
Yeah.
Now on to a more universally enjoyable topic, food. The transcript dives into the importance of what you eat for boosting pleasure potential.
Right.
What should we be adding to our shopping lists?
The transcript highlights flavonoids,
Flavonoids.
powerful antioxidants found in fruits, veggies, dark chocolate,
Ooh, dark chocolate.
and even red wine.
Okay, that's not a bad list so far. So how do these flavonoids work their magic?
Well, flavonoids, they're thought to increase the activity of an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase,
Okay.
which is essential for your body's production of nitric oxide. And there's even research showing that flavonoids can improve erections in men dealing with erectile dysfunction.
So indulging in that dark chocolate bar isn't just a guilty pleasure, it's practically self-care. Now, what else can we add to this pleasure-boosting menu?
The transcript also mentions maca, a root vegetable native to Peru, known for potentially boosting libido and sperm health.
Maca, that one sounds a bit exotic. I gotta try that. What else is on the list?
There's uhimbi, sourced from the bark of an African tree.
Wow.
It's traditionally been used to support erections and increase libido.
This is fascinating. Are there any more everyday foods we can incorporate?
Absolutely. The transcript also advocates for incorporating spinach, arugula, carrots, and beets into your diet,
Okay.
as these are packed with nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide.
It's amazing how what we eat can have such a direct impact on our intimate lives. So we've got the exercise component, the nutrition component. Anything else we should be focusing on?
Well, the transcript makes it clear that overall well-being is key. If you're feeling run down or stressed, that can definitely impact your desire and your performance.
That makes sense. So it's about taking care of your whole self, not just focusing on one specific area.
Exactly. And speaking of taking care of yourself, the transcript also highlights the importance of addressing any nutritional deficiencies that might be affecting your sexual health.
Like what?
It specifically mentions deficiencies in vitamin D.
So it's not just about what you do in the bedroom, but how you're taking care of yourself outside of it too. It's all connected. Now, before we move on, I want to touch on something that I think a lot of people, especially women, struggle with: hormones. The transcript mentions how hormonal imbalance can really impact things, especially for women experiencing PMS.
Right. That's a really important point. Many women experience PMS symptoms that can impact their desire and their ability to enjoy intimacy.
Yeah, it's so crucial to acknowledge that PMS is a real experience, and there's no shame in seeking support if it's affecting your life.
Absolutely. And understanding how hormones fluctuate throughout the menstrual cycle and how those fluctuations can impact everything from energy levels to libido is crucial.
Right.
Achieving hormonal balance, as the transcript suggests, is key to optimizing sexual performance and satisfaction, particularly for women.
This has been so insightful already, and we've just scratched the surface. We'll be back in the next segment to explore even more strategies for unlocking your full pleasure potential.
Welcome back. We're continuing our deep dive into enhancing sexual performance and satisfaction naturally.
I'm ready to dive back in. We've already uncovered so much about the connection between exercise, nutrition, and even hormonal balance with our intimate lives.
Right. And as we go a little bit deeper, it becomes clear that our mental and emotional state plays a huge role in our sexual well-being as well.
That makes sense if you're, feeling stressed or anxious. It's hard to really get in the mood, right?
Exactly. The transcript really emphasizes how chronic stress can negatively impact your libido and make it difficult to achieve orgasm.
Well,
And it all comes down to cortisol, the stress hormone.
yeah.
When we're constantly stressed, our bodies produce too much cortisol, which throws our hormones out of whack.
So what can we do to manage stress and get those hormones back in balance?
Well, the transcript suggests a variety of stress management techniques.
Yep.
Things like mindfulness and meditation, yoga, spending time in nature, and even engaging in hobbies that you love
Yeah.
can all help lower cortisol levels and bring your body back into a state of equilibrium.
It's a good reminder that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential for our well-being, including our sexual well-being. I think we often forget that.
Yeah, it's true. Taking care of our mental and emotional health is just as important as taking care of our physical health. Now, shifting gears a bit, I want to touch on a topic that often feels a bit taboo:
Go.
sexual dysfunction. The transcript actually provides some interesting insights into natural ways to address it.
I think it's so important to talk about this openly because so many people struggle with sexual dysfunction in silence, feeling embarrassed or ashamed to seek help.
You're absolutely right. And the reality is sexual dysfunction is often treatable, and there are natural options that can be very effective.
So what does the transcript suggest?
For men experiencing erectile dysfunction, it highlights L-arginine, an amino acid that plays a role in nitric oxide production.
Right.
And as we talked about earlier, nitric oxide is crucial for healthy blood flow.
So taking an L-arginine supplement could potentially help with erectile dysfunction.
That's what the research suggests. It's always important to do your research and talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, of course.
Good point. What about for women who are experiencing low libido? Does the transcript offer any suggestions?
It mentions exploring herbal remedies like ashwagandha and ginseng,
Okay.
which have been used in traditional medicine for centuries to boost energy, reduce stress, and enhance sexual desire.
I've definitely heard of those, but I never knew they could have those kinds of effects.
Mm.
It's incredible how nature provides so many solutions to support our health and well-being, including our sexual health.
It really is remarkable, but it's always best to consult with a healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet or starting new supplements, especially if you have any underlying health conditions.
Definitely sound advice.
Mm.
So we've covered exercise, nutrition, stress management, natural remedies. Is there anything else we should be considering on our journey to enhance our sexual performance?
Well, believe it or not, the transcript highlights one more crucial element:
Okay.
communication.
Communication.
Yeah.
How does that tie into sexual performance?
It might seem obvious, but open and honest communication with your partner is absolutely essential for a fulfilling and satisfying sexual relationship.
I can see how that would make a big difference.
Yeah, the transcript points out that we often make assumptions about what our partner wants or enjoys, but the best way to know for sure is to ask.
Right.
Creating a safe and non-judgmental space for open dialogue can deepen intimacy and lead to more pleasurable experiences for both partners.
So it's all about being curious, exploring together, and finding what works best for both of you. That sounds like a fun adventure in itself.
Exactly. And remember, a little playfulness and humor can go a long way in fostering a healthy and enjoyable sexual relationship. Don't be afraid to laugh together and experiment.
That's great advice. Okay, before we wrap up this segment, I have to ask, is there anything else this transcript highlights that we haven't covered yet?
One last thing, and it's something we all need more of, especially in our busy modern lives:
I'm on the edge of my seat. What is it?
sleep. The transcript reminds us that when we're sleep deprived, our energy levels plummet, our stress hormones spike, and you guessed it, our libido takes a hit.
Yeah.
Getting enough restful sleep is crucial for every aspect of our health, including our sexual health.
So a good night's sleep is the key to unlocking even more pleasure in our lives. I like the sound of that.
Absolutely. It sounds like it's time to prioritize some quality shut-eye.
I'm all for that. We'll be back in just a few for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll wrap up everything we've learned and leave you with some thought-provoking takeaways. Welcome back to the deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired after exploring all these natural ways to enhance sexual performance and satisfaction. It's amazing how much we've learned from just one transcript.
It really is. It highlights how much knowledge is out there and how much we can do to really take control of our own well-being, including our sexual well-being.
Absolutely. One of the biggest takeaways for me is how holistic the approach is.
Hmm.
It's not just about popping a pill or doing a few Kegels. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your overall health. From the food you eat to the way you manage stress, even how much sleep you get.
Yeah, it's about understanding that everything is interconnected. Our mental, emotional, and physical health are all intertwined. And when one area is out of balance, it can impact the others.
Right. And that can feel a little overwhelming at first. But I appreciate that the transcript also emphasizes that small changes can make a big difference. You don't have to completely overhaul your life overnight.
Yeah.
Just pick one or two things you can realistically incorporate into your routine, whether that's adding more of those nitric oxide boosting foods to your diet or committing to a regular sleep schedule.
I think that's a great point. Small, consistent changes are much more sustainable than trying to do everything at once. And over time, those small changes, they can add up to significant improvements in your overall well-being and, as a result, your sexual well-being.
Exactly. And that brings me to another takeaway that really resonated with me. This isn't just about achieving some kind of ideal performance. It's about cultivating a deeper awareness of your own body and its capabilities. It's about exploring what brings you pleasure and connecting with your partner on a deeper level.
It's about embracing the journey and finding what works best for you and your partner, and that might look different for everyone. The key is to be open to experimenting, communicating, and having fun along the way.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into boosting sexual performance, naturally, we want to leave you with this question. What will you try to incorporate into your life to unlock more pleasure and satisfaction?
Remember, knowledge is power, but it's only truly valuable when we put it into action. So take what you've learned from this deep dive experiment, explore, and most importantly, enjoy the journey.
That's it for this episode of the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those sparks flying.